Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. Don't talk over me, mate. And today we are in the Longplay Bar.
Longplay Bar.
And we've just had the Australian premiere official of the Mandalorian. And we've got a live audience. Hello, everybody. How's it going? And right away off the jump, we've got the organiser, who listeners of the show have heard many times before, from Blue Bantha Milk Co.
Hi.
Matt Grant, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good.
How's it feel? Does it feel like you've pulled it off?
Well, I've pulled something off. But yeah, it was pretty good getting this Disney sanctioned event. It was
nice of Bob
really
Iger
nice.
to give us the clear. This is
Bob
Bob
did
Iger's
a great job.
This is Bob Iger's favourite podcast. In case people don't know that, you can ask him. It's all in his book, everything. So
I am the only YouTube channel that he watches as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. We're special.
He has no idea Kathy Kennedy's going to get fired because he doesn't watch all those YouTube channels. As far as he knows,
only ours.
She's doing a great job. Just a little bit of show of hands. Who hadn't seen Mandalorian before today? Oh well, pretty much everybody. Is everybody happy?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. There's about 10 people left.
That's amazing.
There was double that.
It was.
We scared them off.
We've kept a third of them. People have places to be. Imagine if this had gone for 2 hours. Like we thought that these were going to be hour long. We planned this whole thing going, well, every episode's going to go for an hour each, so it's going to be 9 o'clock, past 9 before we get to it.
I thought the first episode would be like an hour and a bit.
Yeah.
But no. So I got 39 minutes
and 30 minutes.
30 minutes on the dot, yeah.
So crazy, just like that. So we're going to bring up our other two guests, and we're going to talk a little bit of Mando. From that Geek Pod, we've got Catherine Kneen.
Come on down!
Come on down! And we've also got our friend of the show, Andy Campbell. Come on down, Andy. Oh, wow. Oh, she's doing the thing. I feel like...
So I feel like I let
Larry
you down with the
Ender.
music.
That's all right.
That's all right. Just make sure your mics are flicked on.
Don't worry about the wrist. It's all good.
It's all good?
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
Tell me later.
Catherine and Andy, you guys kept it... You were what we call in the business clean skins. You guys stayed off the internet.
Dodging the memes.
Is your mic on? Can everybody hear Catherine?
Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully.
There we go. I can hear you.
I'm just saying.
I want to get to the end of this thing and find out that we couldn't hear you on the thing. So you guys went spoiler-free all the way through. You weren't tempted by the dark side, by torrenting or anything like that?
No.
Worth it for the reveals?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Feel like you can get back on the internet now?
Yeah, so I'd muted a number of tags for
How many?
7 days.
How many?
Probably not enough.
Did you mute Yoda?
No.
Who the hell would have thought to...
Yeah, who would have?
Exactly. So that's
missed that
sort
one.
of been some of the issues that a lot of people misspelling Mandalorian.
Yeah, I got
So
that.
you had to anticipate misspellings.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I think it was the O in it, wasn't it? It was Mandalorian.
2 A's. I came across one with 2 A's.
Yeah.
Oh, like Luke, like clone Luke.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So that was for Australian, like Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's it.
No, kept myself clean because I was like, right, we want the reaction. We want the pure reaction.
You're the queen of the reactions, as everyone knows, who's listened to our trailer reactions once as well. You even held off on Rise of Skywalker trailer until we could do it. So
Hours. That was agony.
I know this has been days. So Andy, how'd you go? Like obviously you've been quiet on social media.
Yeah. No, I've just... I don't know. I got through it. I've had other distractions with work and all, and
You feel like you could just give it up forever now, social media. Now you've stepped away for a little bit.
No. They always bring you back somehow.
You're like Star Wars isn't ruined. All of a sudden, my brain just clicked on.
Because then I listen to other stuff, you guys with your podcasts, and it's just like, wait, what's this news they're talking about? I feel so left out because I haven't been following, what's been breaking and such.
So you got a whole like backlog of stuff that you can
That's
just
right,
go now and get into.
Fully backlogged.
Awesome. Lucky you. And Matt, you jumped in.
I got to ask quickly, these distractions, is that why your wrist is sore?
No. It's mostly...
He's like, it's going to be so good, I'm just going to strap it up just in case.
it's more work in wedding preparations.
Ooh.
We're getting heckled from the fiancé in the...
He's actually doing some prep?
Enough about the wrist, all right.
So, 2 episodes... Short episodes. Surprise how short they are?
Yes. That was
Feel like you're not
something-
getting it $8.99 a month?
I'm getting my $8.99.
Yeah, I'm happy with it because the quality's there on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does everyone think about the length?
Could have been longer?
That's what she said.
the old accent always leaves them wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Absolutely.
No real shoe leather in there, was there?
No, it's really efficient storytelling. Like, you think about that first episode, and it's kind of what a classic Western would be in a 2.5 hour, like Sergio Leone thing. Like, it's got pretty much everything, and it's in 39 minutes. There's no wasted time.
So, sort of Baby Yoda aside, which is obviously the big thing, like, what was stuff that you went and go, oh, geez, that's different than I was expecting? Nick Nolte.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Everybody run out and get your I Have Spoken T-shirts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to jump up? Sure. Yeah. All right. I'm going to tap out.
All right,
Okay.
tap out.
I'm
We're going to rotate
in.
here.
All right.
Do a bit of a rotation.
Yeah. Let's bring in in Brendan.
This is Brendan, also known as Monkey.
Sure.
Yeah.
Monkey!
And he actually is the one that got this thing organised.
right.
I just took the credit
no
for
one
it.
gave you credit. Thanks.
I took the credit for it, but this guy made it actually happen. He found the venue. He found out that it was free. And
bonus. Well, so you pocketed
just
all
made it
that
happen,
ticket money.
and
Just
yeah. I've come out with the spoils.
nice.
Oh,
All right,
fantastic.
come on up, Brendan.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Brendan, for organising it. Matt, thanks for nothing.
Thank you for coming. It's been very good. It's just I kind of had this planned for Solo last year. I had a kid and
I hear you,
missed
buddy.
out on
Everything.
missed out on like everything, and
Yeah.
so then because I live nearby. I knew this was kind of around, and then when this came around, it was like, that's an easy sell.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, it's worked
Get
really
everyone
well.
around?
We got a nice big full
it's
house.
good
Everyone was
time.
pumped. Most people hadn't
because it's
watched
way
it
more
either.
fun when you can watch it with other people.
It is, isn't
Yeah.
it? So did you go in? Didn't see anything? You didn't?
I saw nothing.
You saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
So what was
I
your
had
big?
no
So
idea.
your Baby Yoda aside, what was the big thing that you were like? This actually surprised me. What surprised you most about it?
I had a sense that it was kind of going to be the man with no name, Sergio Leone. Like
He's got a lot more personality than I thought he would have. I thought he'd just be a bit
but
like
it's
kind of.
still hasn't taken his helmet off.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll come. When
gotta
there was
show
talk
that
of
handsome
spoilers
face.
earlier, I thought it was going to be a completely different spoiler. Like my mind went to Boba Fett's going to come.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Actual Boba Fett's
Yeah.
going to be there. And then when there was like the Council of Mandalorians, I thought this is it.
Yeah.
It's coming. He's out of the
Sarlacc. He's brushed himself off.
He's coming back, but
Did you
maybe
expect to
that-
see more Mandalorians, you guys? Any of you guys? Did you think he was a lone wolf kind of thing?
Yeah, I thought,
Yeah.
in a way, a renegade.
Yeah.
That sort of bounty hunter life seems opposite to what little I know about the Mandalorians.
He seems quite sort of like devoted to his people, doesn't he? Like he's kind of almost doing it for them rather than himself.
Yeah.
he's like Finn. It seems like he's not. Boba wasn't and Django weren't Mandalorians either.
Nah, they're cultural appropriators.
Yeah,
those guys.
but
they're like
they were sort of brought in. And then when they were talking about was it not younglings?
foundlings.
They were kind
So
of
almost like refugee
found
kids, aren't they?
Mandalorians. They're like, no, you're coming. And then the flashback bits, they're like, you're not part of it, but now you're part of it.
Yeah,
And
so it's pretty
here's the
clear why he
best
doesn't
guy.
like droids. That he's sort of been in some fights with some droids. It looks like Clone Wars. I think in the trailer they show a bit more of that, and they're like battle droids and stuff in the background. So he's obviously gone through some stuff with some battle droids. He's not happy about droids and things. But yeah, I was surprised that he's not totally on top of his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you kind of expected him. Like, at the start, he comes in, he's just like, he takes names, he punches a
Yeah.
dude, he grabs, he gets his bounty, he gets it done. But
Pulls
then
the door.
Yeah, but then he actually, like, he can't ride the dinosaur, he can't quite, do the shootout, he can't quite get it all. He's a bit more sort of fallible, he's a bit more interesting. Like, he's not just getting it right. He's a bit more like Indiana Jones. He sort of gets knocked down, he gets up, gets knocked down, he gets up. He's sort of, I found that quite interesting. I don't know you guys, but...
Well, in the second episode, he kind of got his ass handed to him a few times with the that main beast we saw.
And the Jawas beat him.
And the Jawas,
Oh, yeah, the sneaky Jawa. How good's the Jawa stuff? That's the best
that
Jawa
was
stuff
quite
I've ever
funny.
seen.
Yeah, I wasn't
They
expecting
just wanted a Cadbury cream
humour
egg,
in
those
this.
guys, didn't they? There was like their meth or something. They were just like, you got any more egg, man? Come on. Give me some egg, man.
Yeah, no, they were all over it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know you collect the figures, Andy, same as me every now and then. And when they were like, oh, Triple Force Friday, here's the figures, here's the Mandalorian, like, yeah, it's like, here's a Jawa. You're like, a Jawa?
I never understood
like, what
the
a cop
Jawa.
out. Why?
Now
I'm like, give me 20 Jawas.
I might get
If you
two.
collect enough, then you'll be able to beat anybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy a
I can
Campbell.
reenact that scene.
Buy an egg and put it in the thing.
Yeah, put an egg in there
Oh.
for sure.
So we should talk about the Baby Yoda in the room here. Go back to it. Obviously, that's the big surprise. It was I had seen the first episode. I admit it because I was on Rogue One Podron with Johnny Grasso last week reviewing it, so I had to watch it. But so I knew it was coming. So I had that sort of moment going, I wonder how people are going to go in the room about this. And it was
It's monumental because it introduces Yoda's back into the world.
Yeah,
And so then what are the ramifications for?
it just throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it just opens the whole.
Which is the best bit.
Yeah, you go like everybody wants this thing. Like it's potentially that like Luke Skywalker would be interested in this. If it got back to Luke Skywalker that there's a Baby Yoda going around, like now I'm going in episode 8, are we going to have him handed over to a youngified Mark Hamill who's like, thanks, I'll take that very much. Like that sounds ridiculous, but if I'd said to you a week ago, hey, there's going to be a Baby Yoda in this, you would have been like, nah, he's just going to be beating up dudes.
Is it a
and taking down.
reincarnation, maybe?
Well,
Because it used
Matt,
the
you
Force
said-
straight
you
away.
said earlier that
50 years old.
who was the guy,
He was
the
50 years
doctor?
old.
yeah. Oh, hang on, Matt's back.
Matt's back.
Matt's chiming in.
Hi. Yeah, I saw on Twitter that the doctor that busts in the first episode.
Yeah.
The only person in Star Wars wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
The badge on his right shoulder is a Kaminoan cloner badge.
So either he's made one and it's gotten out, or he wants
speculate.
to make more.
Speculate.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you
So-
for that, Captain Speculation.
Fantastic.
But do they address it in episode 9?
Well, who knows
We'll
now?
see.
Like this story. I mean, there's a unifying story group that run these threads, so anything's possible. There could be run-ons and stuff. So he said it's 50 years old. So Phantom Menace is about 40 years before that happens. So if it's new, it's pre-Phantom Menace. So the clones didn't come until post-Phantom Menace, as far as the Camino cloners. So he wouldn't have been done then. So I seem to think that maybe he's a pure breed. I don't know. That's just the term I'm going to use
And
now.
they want to clone
They
him.
want to clone him, or they want to use him for his sweet powers.
who wants-
Well, Werner Herzog's all Empire. He's got a big
Yeah.
sweet Empire. Like,
Imagine Dark Side Yoda.
Oh, yeah. Dark Side Yoda.
Ooh, that's
Yes, Sith
very
Yoda.
interesting.
Yeah.
If the Force comes naturally,
Yeah.
it seems it does.
Yeah.
It's
well,
kind
if
of-
you sort of go with the midichlorians theory, that so obviously it's in his DNA.
Yeah.
So if you clone it,
look out.
the Force there.
Then you can harvest it.
That's
Oh,
it.
you don't want to harvest poor
Just-
little baby Yoda, do you?
okay,
Juice it out.
right? How cute? How cute was Baby Yoda? All I want now is a little Baby Yoda. in a little
somewhere in China, there is a warehouse of baby Yodas.
Yes, that's right.
That they're just cracking, they're
They're
pulling the lever,
manufacturing
and
them.
it's just like, for Christmas, everybody gets baby Yodas.
God,
Like
they're
next
not
week.
Uyghur, and
Yeah, that is just, they just
piss
hold
off
it.
the Chinese.
That is just coming. We're going to have some beautiful Baby Yoda stuff. All right, so we're going to rotate again. We've got Michael Zabo who's going to come up and say
Yeah,
hi.
I'll rotate with him.
Okay, Andy, you sit out.
All
We'll
right.
bring Michael up.
Thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. We might bring you back on. We might go through
I'm
again.
going to rotate out as well. Thank you all for coming. It's very nice to have you all.
Oh, thank you, Brendan. Matt, you coming back on, are you? How you going, buddy?
Good.
Now,
wonderful.
Michael, people who may or may not know who you are, you're on the wonderful podcast It's True, all of it, with Dale, who's over there as well, just checking his phone, not even
That's right,
watching. Yeah, you didn't think I was watching, did you? Now, you are a purist as well. You like to go in with as little information as possible when it comes to Star Wars.
This is a classic example. I mean, I obviously watched the trailers. I saw a lot of images. I don't know how lucky I was over the past few days since the first and second episode came out and managed to steer away from spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
None of my friends ruined it for me. But that surprise of Yoda, and I have spoken. I didn't know any of that, and it was great.
Dude, you were lucky.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
I could open up Twitter right now, and I guarantee within like 3 seconds of scrolling, it's Baby Yoda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is ridiculous. at
So
the
I did
moment.
well.
So that is did it sort of play out in your head what you sort of thought it would be, like a westerny kind of thing? Did it sort of other sort of left field stuff sort of take you by
Yeah, a
surprise?
little bit. I think as I was watching it, I'm just sort of going, oh, okay, what's sort of happening? And I'm thinking, oh, hang on, it's setting the pace. There's 8 episodes, so and just for an example, when he was fighting that little thing, that monster, whatever, the horn guy, the
Mudhorn.
Mudhorn.
I thought it might have been the Geonosian arena thing,
Oh,
but
yeah,
apparently
yeah.
not. Apparently it's not quite. It's pretty close.
Yeah, but anyway, when he was fighting that, it was good to see his armour all ripped off and, just sort of a bit more of a realistic
Rolling
thing.
around in the mud a little
it was
bit.
great. And seeing all the Jawas and giving them...
Am I going to be the only
vaporised.
one that, gets a bit bleeding hard on that scene? It's like, this thing is just asleep. It's protecting its egg.
It's
Yeah, I know, it's
delicious
not
egg.
fair.
Hey,
It's not fair.
It's
It's its own fault for having delicious
Yeah.
eggs, my friend.
What a reveal for that to be the thing that they want, and then just for them to...
Because Jawas are assholes.
They just want things. They want to collect things.
Yeah, admittedly, when they were going, the egg, it's sort of sounding like a religious item, and then, nah.
They just want to get effed up and play techno and just sort of like...
So I thought, because I'd seen a couple of spoilers for the second episode, and I was like, what's this egg thing everyone's talking about? And actually the topic of your podcast, Master and Apprentice.
Yeah.
So, there's the prophecies in Master and Apprentice, and there's the one about the egg.
I've got to try and remember.
They talk about something coming out of something that is an egg but not an egg, and then all of a sudden there's these memes going up of the egg, and I'm like, what? This is going to be a tie-in to Master and Apprentice? No, it's
There's a Poe Dameron
friggin' cream
comic
egg.
where he finds this giant egg, and it's the dumbest thing ever, and but it's humongous, it's like stories tall. But I thought, oh, maybe it's got something to do with that, but it's just a delicious egg. But it's so Star Wars. I like that. Because we're on this TV format now, that you can bring in the weirdness and you can sit on it and you can have a thing about him fighting a bunch of Jawas to get them a delicious egg. I was saying to the guys before, we'd be halfway through the movie if it was just a movie by now.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what's going on here? He's just got himself an egg. Where's this going? But you can actually just bring in the weirdness, because there's a fair bit of it's a little bit off kilter. It does have that little kind of slightly wacky gags, and like the speeder kind of breaking down, the crappy speeder pulls up, and yeah.
Well, it's very Star Warsy in that sense. It's kept a lot of the tonal things that we're familiar with that I think keep you kind of grounded in the universe. But you need that because other things like the music. The music is
Well, Michael, you're the muso, dude. So let's
Yes.
get the professional opinion here. You're the muso.
With the passion of the music. It's hard to explain without using a sample, but I think just before they're going up to find the sandcrawler, there was a beautiful string piece. I don't know if you know.
I did notice when you had the track listing up. Sorry to interrupt, mate. Because Matt had the track listings we were playing before game, and there was a track on there called Hammer Time, and I was like, oh, this is going to go
back
off.
to the 90s.
Okay, well, wait, we'll get my hammer pants on. But
In
sorry, mate.
music far, far away. Just before, when he discovered his ship was being ruined and he saw the soundcrawler, there was a beautiful musical piece just before that. When he was, but I need a reference. So
It had a bit where they were going across when he sort of he trains the little the piranha dinosaur thing. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, that
and
too,
they're kind of running. It goes and it was like,
that
wow,
one too,
it's
yeah.
so Western, like that on a car commercial or something. It's really. Yeah, it was. They're not sort of shying away from their influences, are they?
Yeah.
And I love those walk things. Sorry, what were they called again? Was it? I've forgotten the
Start
name.
with B.
Yeah, Bodo.
Blurg.
Tina Fey's, Liz Lemon's favourite dinosaur
Blurg.
then.
Yeah,
Blurg.
they're awesome from the Ewok movies. Yeah.
They're from Battle of Endor. or Caravan of
Battle of
Courage.
Endor, and they looked kind of
I've
similar.
got to go back to that.
But
maybe.
way more low budget, probably.
It was way real low budget, but they kind of had that similarity, sort of a bit weird looking like they did in. Battle
I was
of
just going to start talking about the things we haven't seen yet, but I realise we haven't touched on IG-11 yet. So Taika Waititi doing the robot. Now, when I did Rogue One with Johnny last week, he was like, well, it's a shame we're not going to see IG-11 anymore. He's been shot in the head. I'm like, do you even know anything about droids in Star Wars, Johnny? C-3PO gets pulled apart and shot to bits all the time, and he comes back. So I surely it's not the last we'll see of him, is it?
I would hope not. I mean, Taika Waititi's quite the character, and like he
plays
that,
it pretty straight too.
He played it really dry, real deadpan, which I like because there's always that risk that they're just going to go up there and go do Korg again.
Yeah, or
but
just give us another sassy droid because there's a lot of sassy droid. He was actually a pretty just like, all right, let's get the job done. I'm here to work. What do you think, Catherine?
Yeah, IG-11 was great. Just absolutely kicking ass, taking names at that compound. It was like pirates or smugglers compound. But yeah, really good teamwork between him and the Mandalorian. So it would be good to see them teaming up again for some reason. Yeah.
Side thought to that compound.
Yep.
What if they're not pirates? What if they were all there to protect Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
What if they were
like,
his
thanks to
carers?
nothing.
They were his parents.
They're the one who's been wiping
His
his bum for
swarm
50
of
years,
parents.
kind of thing. Yeah. Look, it's a full-time job looking after a baby. He seems to be pretty, he crawls out. He can take care of himself. He obviously can feed himself. So he smashed that lizard without too much trouble. So that was pretty good. I quite like. There was actually, I don't know if anybody heard, he does do a burp after he swallows him, but everybody was laughing at the fact he swallowed it. But on second viewings, everybody catch the burp there. So things we haven't seen Cara Dune yet. Which is I've forgotten the actress's name. Can you remember? Gina
Carano.
Yeah.
So it's a bit sort of open ended. Like where are we going to go now? Is he going to basically hand this Baby Yoda over? Is he going to have a crisis of conscience, or is Baby Yoda got other ideas? Is he just going along for a ride and going to do his own thing?
Crisis of conscience is what I'm thinking, that he's already kind of headed that way. That he stopped IG-11 from killing him, and he's taking care of him because he got Baby Yoda out of the way. And
he does want to get paid, though. So ultimately he cares about his people more. So job done equals better life for my people. So obviously, you can kind of go, yes, he's protecting, but at the same time, I've got to get paid. It's worth more alive than dead. So
yeah, but will he want to know in the end when he delivers him what's going to happen?
Werner Herzog was just getting like the sharpening the knives, or
I think from a like if you were to look at the story elements that they're putting in with his armor and the fact that we haven't seen his face, I think they will play that story as he progresses through and attains things or achieves things, his armor will build up. But I think at the same time, he will shed parts of it. So like you'll get this kind of duality of him sort of building himself up, but then letting go of something old. And I think that something old will probably be culminated by him taking off his mask, probably towards the end. I think that they're gonna really dole that out as long as they can. And I think part of that will then be him, I think, saving Baby Yoda.
Do we have anybody
That's
else
what I
who's
reckon.
sitting down who wants to come up and get involved? Anybody have some thoughts? Anyone? I'm looking. Yep, someone's there. Yes, we've got someone who's standing up. Michael, you want to make some room here? I think we'll move along. We'll keep moving the bench here.
Move along.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Michael.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
How you going, mate?
Good, thank you.
Now, was this your first viewing?
No, this was my third viewing.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, we got to ask you about the finer details.
We made
then.
him stand in the stairwell.
Oh, he was the late man.
The late one, yeah.
You were the fire hazard then.
Yes.
How did it play out for you on a third viewing? Were you still picking up things you hadn't seen before?
Yes, especially in that second episode. In the first one, when he fights the transitions in that sort of valley there, I picked up that you can actually see the reflections as they're jumping across above him in his helmet.
Ah, like when he's kind of looking up at
and trying to find where they are.
That's the
You
kind
can
of thing you only see on a big
reflections in
screen.
that, and you can see their shadows before you see the reflection in the helmet.
I'm just trying to remember. So it was Dave Filoni directed the first one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the fellow who directed the second one.
Rick, someone was.
Yeah.
Was it the guy who did True Detective?
Yeah,
Yes,
it felt a little
I
bit
think
more
so,
confidently
yes.
directed, this one. Like, Filoni did a perfectly fine job, but this was very tight. There were some
Yeah.
very nicely
Yeah.
framed, tricky shots and things,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure the order of the other ones, but I'm really looking forward to seeing, I think, is it Rebecca Chow who's doing Obi-Wan?
Yep.
Yep.
So
She's
she's
got
doing
an
the whole
episode or
thing.
two, I think.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
really want to see what she brings.
I'm looking forward to Bryce Dallas Howard's.
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Yes.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. The other thing I loved in the second episode was the callback to the old Super Nintendo Super Star Wars with the attack on the sandcrawler.
Oh, crawling up the sides of the Soundcrawler.
Where
Yeah.
in that that Super Star Wars game, you've got to crawl up the side of the sandcrawler where you get coming across Jawas and they're shooting at you and all that, and that's what that was.
And just like
Yeah.
Super Star Wars, which is hard as shit, you failed and you fall to the ground, and eventually you get mad and throw your controller away like I used to. In fact, I hacked my little SNES Mini quite recently and put all the Super Star Wars games on, and I was like, I'll have a crack at Super Star Wars, and after about half an hour, I'm just like, this game is so hard. I've been playing sort of games that coddle you so much that I couldn't do anything.
It was unrelentingly difficult, that game. It was like, I think maybe 5 or 6 rentals over a weekend. I couldn't get past that for, I think, at least 3 of them. That level was awful.
That's how they get you. So what do you think going forward? Do you think the Mandalorian, we were just talking before, crisis of conscience, he's going to protect this Yoda baby, he's got to get paid?
No, I think he's going to get paid, and I don't know if we'll see IG-11 again, because you see when they've both gone in, they're working for 2 different contracts
Yeah, because he was sort of like, I'm under orders to just kill this thing.
to kill it.
Yeah.
Whereas you see the Imperial scientist say when the governor, because I reckon that's who he is, the guy who hires him.
Yep.
I reckon he's an Imperial governor.
Right.
Because at this point, we're post Battle of Jakku, there is no empire. So this guy's held on to his sort of little fiefdom.
Yeah.
He's basically a warlord.
Yeah, he's a
He
warlord.
just got his mate.
He's
So it's-
only got his little crew, and that's when he's gone, right, if you do kill him, we want proof. We want a body. And
Yep.
the scientist has gone, hang on, that's not what we agreed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need the asset live. As you said, he's got the Kaminoan clonus patch.
Yeah.
So he may be working for someone either within the old remnant of the Empire,
Mm-hmm.
or he may have ties to what will become the First Order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're going, okay, we want
Force trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because one group
Force
just wants
users.
it dead. So either I want it dead because this is a problem, we don't want any Force users. So you're looking at your Force eradicators, your Snokes, your Kylo Rens, remove the competition kind of people. Then you've got a dude who's like, well, I want it alive because I want to clone it or do something. So both not coming from the greatest of intentions, really. So it just does play on that, like, well, these two people know about this. Like, where is the rebellion, the New Republic in this? Where, when do they find out? Surely someone's got to find out about this. Where is Luke Skywalker? This is 6 years post Jedi. We don't know much about what they're up to, but you get the feel. I think off the battlefront, he's kind of off looking for, he wants to rebuild,
relics.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And the transitions were also had a tracking fob.
yeah. So there's a lot of people
And we're trying to kill
a
it.
lot of people
Yeah.
seem to know that. Whether they don't know the finer details, obviously some people higher up know the finer details, but it opens the whole world up in a way that I didn't think it would be. I really thought it'd be very just like a dude taking names, collecting bounties. Maybe he'd run into some trouble. He'd run in with the Empire, and that'd be it now. But now it's just like, well, this thing could just, whew.
Yeah, it could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, at this
The other
point.
thing I did like that I loved about the first and the second episode is we had those classic aliens in there. So
Yep.
you had transitions, you had Rhodians, Jawas. There was a Twi'lek there in one of the street scenes.
Yep.
So it's unlike the sequel trilogy where it's just, here's new alien, new alien, new alien, new alien
It's
constantly.
very like it's a lot of Return of the Jedi. I
Yeah.
feel like I think when I reviewed it, I said it looks like Return of the Jedi has been shot like Rogue One. So it's got a very modern way of shooting. The palettes are very modern. The camera work's quite modern, but it's like the Jabba ball thing comes out, like you got you got the monkey lizards and the gonks, the monkey lizards roasting and stuff. Sorry, Claire Stribling, if you're listening.
That was rough when we first saw that in Chicago, because that was the scene we saw. That
in different order too, though.
Yeah,
they'd moved it around for this because because the stuff about the other Mandalorians was not in the
was
in the release. In the release.
Wasn't at the Chicago.
No, we saw pretty much the Werner Herzog scene.
Yeah,
probably an uncut version.
Yeah,
of it.
He walks through the
minutes
market with the monkey lizards. He goes to Carl Weathers, then he walks through the market with the monkey lizards, then he goes to Werner Herzog, and then it ends. So the ordering is a little bit out of. Yeah. Have you got any other? Anybody else want to come and say anything? Got anything to say? Any questions from the floor? Anybody? No, everyone's looking away.
No, I think everyone's had too many beers.
Everyone's had too many. Everyone's sat on these chairs. They're just too damn.
They were quite comfortable.
So we haven't seen. Who else haven't we seen? We haven't seen Bill Burr yet, who turns up later. We haven't seen
Gus Fring.
We haven't seen Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. Is it Ming Na?
Ming Na Wen.
Ming Na Wen. We haven't seen her yet. And Tonks from Harry Potter, who plays a Twi'lek. She's in the trailer. She's the little Twi'lek.
She does the head.
She's the winky Twi'lek.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen her yet. Still carrying through the tradition that Twi'leks have beautiful women and terrible-looking dudes. That's that's the genetics there. So there's still a lot on the table. So I wouldn't mind going back to the trailers and actually sort of ticking off
what we've
seen, what we haven't seen, kind of going where we're going to go from here.
Or even scenes that we saw, but they took things out of.
Yeah.
So, like the scene of the Mandalorian walking and little Baby Yoda's pram thing floating along, obviously, in the trailer.
Yeah, that's right.
We saw that, but without the Baby Yoda pram thing. We need more names.
Now, he's not using the Force to do that, is he, Baby Yoda?
No.
That's just that's your standard baby kit that you can just get at Galactic Baby Bunting or something, isn't it? Okay. I needed one of those.
It's all connected to his gauntlet, because you see when he's fighting that big rhino thing, he just drags
and it
floats it out of the way.
Yep.
When he comes on his ship, he hits a control or something and just goes, no, you go over there.
Very handy. What if it's got a little toilet in there as well, like on his ship? First Star Wars toilet.
I think it's the second that I know of. So in Resistance, they call it a refresher.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
Oh, it's not an episode where Kaz takes a giant shit or something like that, and then he falls into the toilet.
Yeah, I think that's like episode 2, 3, 5, him falling into things.
Right.
Probably toilets, I don't know.
Yeah. For first one on screen.
First one on screen, is it? Definitely.
This one here, and it comes down and it's like, oh, found it.
What a moment, huh? Well, where were you when you saw your first Star Wars toilet? I guess it's got to be pretty accommodating. Like a Wookiee's got to be able to use it, and
it's on a really weird angle.
Yeah,
you notice that? So it's like
he's got armor on, so he might if he doesn't take his armor off, he probably can't sit
I think
flat.
we're thinking too much about this.
We're on chairs. I'm just like, let's act it out.
I'm going to be thinking about this for years to come.
Oh my God, we are, aren't we? There's going to be whole Reddit threads.
Carbon freezing unit.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, isn't it? I did like that because obviously in Empire you see, Han go down the hole, and you're always kind of like, what's going on down there? And it's not much.
It's
just a few little
tech, though. That's something.
But see, that was an Empire. This is after Jedi, so the tech.
Words got around,
and it was in Clone Wars.
Yes, it was used in Clone Wars.
I have a feeling that Baby Lando's one was more an industrial level. It's like an industrial fridge. You're like, well, I can chuck my steak in there, but it might freeze.
Yep.
This is like a proper. This is a custom done one.
Custom built.
Yeah. Custom.
But it might freeze. I would hope it freezes.
Yeah. Well, freeze too much. I don't know.
It's going to go off. Otherwise.
Well, let's wrap this up. Everybody's had a few beers, and we've had a really fun night doing this. So we'll just go around the guys who are sitting here now. Unless we've got any final things from the crowd. No, everyone's cool.
Everyone's tapped out.
Just a quick sum up. Are you happy, Matt? Happy to everything you dreamed of?
Yeah, I'm pretty damn happy. And super keen for whatever that episode is that comes out on a weird date before The Rise of Skywalker. It's the second last one, I think. Yeah, and it's the day before. So whatever the hell they're dropping in that might be nothing.
Yeah, because they might just be keeping the decks.
Could be another bloody egg
for us to go for the 5th time or something that weekend to Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, could just be that.
Hours behind us, though.
We get it first. All you
we're gonna
Americans
get
who
them.
sport Baby Yoda all over the timelines.
Yeah.
Your comeuppance is
remember.
coming, my friends.
We don't forget.
We don't forget. Yeah. We forgive, but we never forget. Happy?
Yes, definitely. This, for me, this is Star Wars. This is what I've been waiting for to see on the small screen. You know, normally we're just getting Star Wars on the big screen, but to see live action Star Wars on the small screen is brilliant. And I can't wait for Cassian and then Obi-Wan and Kenobi. Like, it's only going to get better. Like this has really set the bar high.
Yep.
So the Cassian and the Kenobi series have got a lot to live up to. But,
It's a good place to start.
Exactly, yeah.
How about you, Catherine?
Yeah, you sort of think back to when you're a little kid playing Star Wars and you're having adventures. Each week you'd make up stories and have adventures where you'd raid a ship or do something and have continuing adventures. Or am I the only one?
No. I think we're all doing it here.
The great big cardboard box in the room where I drew buttons, and texter and pushing. This is it. This is
true.
living Star Wars life. This is Star Wars adventures. Like, this is the universe. You're seeing more of the universe, and it's awesome. I can't wait.
Michael?
Yeah, this is after I just finished watching Return of the Jedi. We had those lovely daytime telly Ewok movies that I was lucky to see in the
I
theatres.
saw him in the cinema, yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
And I like that. Wow, another story continuing from what happened, after, not really after the Return of the Jedi, but like some characters. And it's like, I want to see more of that. I wanted to see in that kind of era. This is only like a few years later, 5 years later or so. 5?
I think it's 8.
8.
Years,
Okay, yeah.
8 years
So
after
it's just,
Jedi.
it's sort of so close, and that's just seeing those familiar characters we talked about, even that long snout guy,
the
black guy with the hood, yeah.
The recorder's back.
Pieces like that.
Those recorder lessons in primary school paying off.
So I'm so happy that we finally got there. This has been my dream for however many years, to have some Star Wars TV with, nothing, but not animated.
So we've got 6 more to go. I'm very happy too. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. Matt?
Oh, no, I wanted to sit back in and actually ask you exactly how you're feeling, because you've been asking all the questions, so go on.
Oh,
Give us your feelings.
No, I'm stoked. I'm glad that it's a bit weirder than I thought it would be. I'm glad it's taken the time to show some Star Wars weirdness and some Star Wars wackiness. I love all that kind of stuff. I like when it gets even when it gets a bit kiddie and silly and stuff. I love all that. But I'm glad that he's not one-dimensional, brooding kind of character. He's fallible as well, and I just like the potential that the Baby Yoda does. Just opens this whole thing up. So I've put my money down. My Disney Plus account is ready to go. So I think I have to work at the time. I think they're sort of saying like 3 a.m. Friday is America the time, so that might mean that we get it Friday night here.
Yeah.
So we could get really lucky. Sort of 8 p.m. it might kick
Prime
in.
time.
So we'll have to see. But,
The other thing I was just thought of then, as Catherine was saying, as a kid playing Star Wars, it actually, to me, feels like also that that Star Wars role-playing game.
Yep.
He is the character that everyone's playing, and you can almost hear the GM setting the scene, and it's like, okay, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to. This guy's running out the door. What do you do? All right, I'll grapple him with him, drag him back through the door. He's shooting at you. All right, I'll shoot the door controller and cut him in half.
All the writers are kind of like they're just living their dream, really, aren't they? And Andy, you kick us home, mate.
Hello, guys.
How you doing?
Good.
Last thoughts before we send this off to the night. Happy?
Yeah, no, very happy. And as Matt said before, Michael, about the score. The score's been fantastic. It's the same guy they got from Black Panther, and I think he's done a great job. Just the atmosphere of everything, very Western.
Yeah.
But in the second episode, totally different. Like more jokey with the Jawas and stuff. Really interesting.
There were hints of themes. So when Baby Yoda was using the Force, you could hear little bits of Yoda or the Force theme.
The same horns.
But it was with different instruments and a different tempo.
Yeah.
I missed that.
In the whole...
Wow. I have to rewatch it.
Do you watch it right now?
Spotify or YouTube, or not YouTube, Spotify or Apple Music.
Spotify?
They've got the score for every episode.
Oh,
You can put on some
fantastic.
hammer time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
hammer
there you go. You
time.
can put your hammer pants on. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around.
Thank you.
Give yourselves a clap. And we won't be back next week to watch. You can watch it at home. So, but anybody who will be hanging around at the Rise of Skywalker at Knox, if you go into that, and if not, join the fan group. Go to StarWarsSpelledOut.com if you want to keep listening to the podcast. Do that Geek Pod. Do Blue Bantha Milk. Thanks to everybody. See you later.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more on the road to 9. Hit the bell icon so you're notified about future installments, and if you like what we do, you can support us by heading over to our Patreon and contributing. Even a small amount helps keep us producing content now and into the future.